Here's my little mini mill thing I use for my chainsaw. It's a 1x6 piece of pine. But I got some threaded rod that goes through that bolts into place. I set my depth from the inside cutting edge of the tooth to the bottom of the board, which I got set to just over 3 inches. For the top, use this 2x6 I found out in the woods. And I just hold that in with 3 screws. I also cut my log to length for the longest board that I need. Here's a piece of scrap that I cut off the top. But I'm actually going to still be using this, so it's not quite scrap. When I put my boards up for the wall, there's going to be gaps, so I'll rip this down and I'll cover those gaps and prevent the water from getting in. Put this on the tripod and we'll get ready to make a cut. For the saw I'm using, very underpowered for what I'm doing. It's a Pullen Wood Shark. It's 3314, so it's 33 cc's, the 14-inch bar. My chain was an old chain that I had that I turned into a ripping chain. Videos on that on YouTube. It works pretty good. I'll show you the finish once I'm done. For bar oil, I use old deep fryer fat because it's free. And when my chickens eat the sawdust, it's not full of bar oil. So here we go. The sawhorse I'm using, I normally have it just set for cutting, junking my boards up. That's why it keeps on sliding down the hill on me. I'll fix that now in a second. Got that on there tight enough to keep the log from sliding, but not the picture closed. That's why I put that wedge in the back there. First time I've milled boards this long. You'll see all these big grooves. Here, let me get better lighting here. That's for rocking the saw back and forth. And my chain does need to be sharpened, but I'm just going to mill a couple of more of these boards up, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to square up the sides. There's my chalk line. Surprisingly, it has chalk in it. So it's actually going to be for the bottom side that my floor is going to be sitting on. As if not, I wouldn't be squaring up the edges like this. In case it all comes from the same tree. So the next side, in theory, should fit pretty close. And then the board you put on the outside will cover up that whatever gap's left over. I marked it twice just to see which side's going to give me the largest piece of wood. And with warping this, it doesn't look like it's really going to matter. 2 1/4 inches there. 2 inches there. I'm going to take the skill saw, cut this one off, and we'll go put her up. I forgot that this board here is actually only needs to be 6 1/4. So I want to move my end line in. You can see how much more material I'm getting. It's going to be a lot better of a board now. Choose your wood wisely. You'll get a lot more lumber out of your logs. And then I got a piece of firewood, I guess.
By hitting a single piano key 824 times in 1 minute.
Oh. I got my circular saw. I got my depth set, so I'm just going to cut this edge off here.
PJ and the Q Morning Crew, weekday mornings 5:30 till 10, Q104.
Now I'm gonna rip this one down.
There are exceptions, sure, but generally speaking, people are smart. People do their homework with the shopping. For example, people know that Ford has had the best-selling trucks for the past 50 years.
I'm just gonna use my draw knife to peel the bark off. If you don't peel the bark off, your boards are going to rot a lot faster. You see these holes? There's the grub right there. It's a longhorn spruce beetle, I believe it's called. They're pretty prolific in my parts. There's a whole bunch of woods around here that have been just decimated because of that little bugger. You can see where it's starting to eat all the wood. The juvenile that insect, when they're really small, they live just underneath the bark line. And once they start getting older, they'll bore up to like half-inch holes all the way through the wood and really wrecks your wood. So that's why you want to take your bark off. Go. That was in place. And that's why I wasn't concerned with what the bottom of it looked like, because it's going to get covered up. I just needed the flat edge for the flooring. You guys decided to build something like this, do it in a cooler time of year. It's like 35 degrees Celsius today. It's, what? Close to 90 Fahrenheit, I guess. And once you get out of that shade, oh, it gets hot. It's 7 o'clock, so time to call it a day for me. Just gonna sit down and burn all those scraps that I made today and probably have a beer. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.